Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the Passage Technology website and emailed to attendees afterward. Today's webinar, what is account-based marketing and how can you economically achieve it in Salesforce? A little bit about me. I'm a technical evangelist at Passage Technology, a Salesforce certified administrator, and a co-leader for the Chicago Suburban Salesforce user group. Thanks to our sponsor, Passage Technology, who have 4 amazing apps on the App Exchange and offer development services. Please make sure to have a Google Doc, a notepad, or even an old-fashioned pencil and paper handy to write down any questions you may want to answer for yourself later or any ideas that you want to incorporate into your organization. Also, feel free to add questions you have in the QA box, which can be accessed from the black bar at the top of the screen, or ideas you would like to share with the group in the chat. I'll be going through the feed during the QA time and trying to answer as many questions as time allows. For any questions we don't get to during the call, I will make sure we follow up with you. Are your sales and marketing teams reaching the right people at the right time with the right content? Account-based marketing is quickly becoming one of the most popular and successful marketing frameworks. In a world where technology is enabling more and more research to be done pre-sale, it is becoming increasingly difficult for both B2B and B2C businesses to stay in front of their customers and remain top of mind. Segmenting customers so that unique, tailored content can be delivered to them is one way to stay ahead of the game. Employing an account-based marketing strategy enables businesses to remain focused on their highest potential accounts. What are the benefits? Focus on individual accounts. Sales and marketing can better work together to build key accounts. Quality, not quantity. The key metric is revenue, not the number of leads according to Salesforce. Messages should be personalized and unique. Used to acquire high-value customers, targeted marketing efforts focus on attaining high revenue-producing accounts with a longer deal cycle. Better tracking for ROI and goals. The highly focused efforts are easier to track against ROI and goals for marketing and sales. Optimized, effective content. Targeted customers are more likely to engage with content that is geared specifically to them and is relevant to their business and stage in their buyer journey, according to Marketo. Sales and marketing alignment and focused resources. The alignment of sales and marketing and concentrated efforts enable resources to work more efficiently to produce higher revenue. If sales are aware of marketing efforts and have transparent information, it's going to be easier for them to follow up at the right time, influence decisions faster, and close more deals. Before you can begin to put all of the ABM pieces of the puzzle together, you need to first understand where the potential data gaps in your Salesforce org are. Once you begin to understand what makes you a certain customer a key account for your business, you can begin to iterate on your segmentation and implementation. Ultimately, information should be available on the account, opportunity, contact, lead, and/or custom object record designed to aggregate or categorize your data for integration, as well as having actionable data to drive workflows and business processes and target marketing content. So depending on how many different objects the information resides on, reporting can become quite challenging, if not impossible, unless it is combined on 1 or 2 objects. So you need the availability of centralized data. You can try using joined reports or custom report types, but at some point you reach limits where you can't get all the information from all the objects that you need. So using a custom object to tie everything together and have one central place for all of your data allows that reporting to happen more efficiently, and so you can get better tracking on your sales performance and on your ROIs up for your marketing team. Do you have the right information in the right place at the right time for the right communications to be delivered? Are leads automatically linked to accounts? It is critical that leads are being assigned to the correct accounts so they are receiving the correct communications, either from sales or from marketing. Is the lead owner automatically set to the account owner? In order for the correct person to be reaching out at the correct time, the lead owner should automatically be set. And you can use workflow then to notify them that they've got a new lead. Is the account owner being notified of their new lead for timely targeted communications by the rep? Is key account information displayed on the matched lead? At a glance or used in marketing automation, is the right information about the account easily accessible on the lead record? Is relevant lead information readily accessible on the associated account, contact, and opportunity? Are your marketing and sales teams able to see and use all of the associated data where and when they need to see it? Are lead activities aggregated at the account level? To aid in appropriate targeting of communications, information about what has or has not been completed or already communicated at the account level is key. Are customers being segmented? In order to focus on key accounts, are accounts being segmented and identified? Is a list of products purchased quickly accessible on the account? Do your reps or marketing team have an easy way to identify what products have or have not been purchased by each account? Also, what campaigns are active on the account and which have been the most successful? Potential solutions. Lead assignment to account and owner. Company domain, address, phone number, etc. can be used to automatically assign the lead to the correct account and the account owner. Key information on the lead. When you're looking at a lead record, is the account's information that might be relevant to your business needs when targeting content easily accessible? And this is going to be information that you're going to get from getting your sales and marketing teams in alignment, listening to your stakeholders. But what information is important in your business? On the account, do you need to be able to see the revenue? If you're segmenting and using tiers, what tier do they belong to? If you have rewards programs, is that rewards program information available from all the contacts that are participating? What industry are they in? What region or territory? What's the company size? What products have already been purchased? Website activity, open opportunities, open cases or service requests, and your net promoter scores. Lead information on contact, account, and opportunity. Who is the most engaged lead on the account or opportunity, and was the lead highly engaged before they converted to be a contact? Customer segments. What segment does the account fall under? This information will help target individual unique content. So in order to create customer segments, you have to first analyze to understand who the key accounts should be, and which data to look at is going to vary from business to business, but some basic ideas to consider are revenue, company size, industry, region or geography, number of employees, number of leads or contacts, net promoter scores, contacts or leads with certain titles, opportunities, website activity. And looking at products purchased, knowing what products have or have not been purchased will help narrow down appropriate communications. And also campaign information on leads, contacts, and accounts. So you need to be able to see all of the right information in the right place at the right time. Lookup fields can be used to tie everything together. Automatically populate your lookup fields based on company, domain, address, phone number in order to assign the lead to an account. Assign the lead to the account owner. Associate any custom objects you have, tier, industry, or reporting month. Formula fields, with the lookup in place, key account information can be populated on the lead via formula field. You can calculate account tiers or other segmentation criteria. Activity tracking, looking at activity information from the unconverted lead and the converted contact to the account. When was the last touch? Has the account been followed up with recently? Custom objects. Using a custom object rather than a formula field on account brings the added benefit of being able to relate other objects such as contacts, leads, opportunities, cases, and any custom objects you might have like industry, zip code, or projects to aggregate a variety of data. Ideas for some custom objects you might use tier, region, industry, reporting month. Workflow. You can use that to send out alerts or notifications, automate marketing or other business processes, and then roll-up fields. So you can roll up pertinent lead information from the contact, account, and opportunity, roll up opportunity product names to the account, open projects, cases, and service requests should be aggregated to the account. You can roll up rewards program information about active campaigns, clicks, opens on leads, contacts can all be rolled up to the account. You can create lead scores or statuses and account ratings, length of time since purchase, revenue, lead or contact engagement. So you can do a lot with roll-up fields. The one thing to keep in mind, I do get A lot of people kind of confused about when to use a roll-up field versus when to use a formula field. So a simple way to kind of keep track of that is if you want to take information from the child to the parent, you want to roll it up the chain to the parent. If you want to see information from the parent at the child, you're going to call the information back down from the parent to child. That's when you want to use a formula field. Let's take a peek into a demo org to see how some of this looks and feels in Salesforce and possibly discover some additional cool ideas. In this org, we have a custom object called industry, and we have a record for each industry, and the example we're looking at right now is the energy industry. And if I go look at what's related, we've used lookup fields to associate accounts, opportunities, opportunity products, contacts, and leads all to the industry. And then taking a look at the details, we're using a roll-up to calculate the total revenue. Now, in this use case, so I'm going to back up for just a minute. Please keep in mind when you're designing your solution, one-to-many and many-to-many relationships must be considered. Before beginning, I highly recommend meeting with key stakeholders such as sales and marketing leaders to agree on alignment and the process that you will create. For customer segmentation or for targeting key industries, tiers can be used. For this example, the stakeholders have concluded that they would like to target accounts that are in their highest industry earnings revenue category. Tier and industry objects have been created. Accounts are to be divided into 3 groups. Tier 1 is to contain accounts that belong to an industry that earns over $3 million in revenue. Tier 2 is between 1 and 3 million, and Tier 3 are industries that are below 1 million. So when you're looking to set this up and you're talking to your stakeholders, in this instance, we're using all accounts that fall within an industry that's over 3 million. So you can see here we've got accounts that don't have any revenue, and that might not be the ideal situation if you are targeting key accounts and you want those to be the accounts that bring in the most money for your company. So understanding that principle first is going to determine how you set all of this up. But for the requirements I have here, all accounts that fall within an industry that brings the most revenue are key accounts. So if I go back and look again at the details, this industry is over 3 million, and I found that out by calculating that revenue with a roll-up field. And so now I'm going to use a formula field here to calculate which of those 3 categories does this industry fall in. And then I'm using a lookup field to match the industry to the tier. I have a custom object called tier. And we're going to take a look at the record for tier 1. I've used lookups from account, leads, cases, opportunities, industries, contacts to associate all of these to the tier. And then if we go and look at the details for the tier, any information from those child objects can be aggregated, whatever is going to be useful and important to you in your reporting that you want to collect into one place so that you can just run one straightforward report. You can use roll-ups to calculate if things like what's the largest industry within this tier. Now, in this org, I only have one industry that's over 3 million. I don't have a lot of data in it. But if you can use a roll-up field to determine which of those industries have the largest revenue and put that information on the record. What is the total revenue for the entire tier? What are your open opportunities? What's your pipeline look like for the tier? What's your average deal size? What have you closed won this month? Any service information you have, number of cases or number of escalated cases. And what I really like about Lightning, and this is a pretty basic page layout, but you can put embedded analytics and have your chart so that you can see your tier's performance over time. And that's pretty simple to do. Then if we go and take a look at one of our accounts, you can see the lookup fields we have going to the tier and to the industry. And then rolled up information, number of leads that have not been contacted. And so then, you might want to build some workflow that goes and notifies a manager if you have a certain number of leads on an account that haven't been contacted yet over a certain period of time, so you can make sure those follow-ups are happening. Also might be information that's needed in your marketing automation so that you know what needs to be sent out and when. You can take a look at any really category of information that's important to you. We also have lookups set up to a custom object for state. Again, this is going to help you kind of aggregate all of your data for your reporting. Sales activity intelligence, how many tasks have been completed this week, and number of open cases. Now this is an interesting one because there are a lot of times that sales reps or your marketing automation, you don't want those emails going out if someone's in the middle of an open case. That's not the appropriate time to be reaching out with a sales or a marketing message. So using a roll-up of the number of currently open cases is going to help you to know when to send your messaging out or when the rep should follow up. If this number changes back to 0, you might want to let a sales rep know to go follow up with them, make sure everything's okay, or now it's time that your marketing content can resume again. How many contacts do you have on the account? What were the most recent few tasks that have been completed? And when was the last activity completed on a lead by the rep? Taking a look at opportunity information, you really want to understand what the customer is interested in, what they have or what they haven't purchased from you. So if you roll up the products that have been purchased to the account level, you can then use formula fields to see, do they purchase diesel or propane? Okay, they're interested in diesel, so we should make sure that we continue sending them diesel content. But at some point, we might want to cross-sell or upsell, so we might want to get them involved in a propane drip. But that's going to be an awareness drip, so it's a different level of communication that's been targeted for them for the right place, the right message at the right time. You can have a look at, when was the most recent opportunity that, you won on this account, or when was the last time you created an open opportunity on this account. What products are currently being offered? So if we had any open opportunities, which we don't here right now, this roll-up would roll up the list of products from the open opportunities so you can see what's currently on offer, and then your marketing teams can send out appropriate information about those specific products to raise awareness and help increase the sales effort. And what products should be offered. So this, you can roll up any products that aren't in any of the opportunities. So you know that there's white space there that we've not offered them a certain product yet. If we go now and take a look at a contact, again, any information that's important to your business, you can aggregate at the contact level. If you wanted to take a look at campaign information, this can all be pulled through the campaign member. So if you wanted to see the first campaign or the last campaign, depending on your marketing attribution, maybe you want to see both so you know which campaign should get the credit toward the sale when they do purchase. We've got lookup fields on the contact, sending them to the correct industry and tier. Activity information is always valuable. What were the last tasks? When was the last task completed? What's the date of your next task that you have planned? What's the subject of the next task that you have planned? How many times have you reached out to this client within a certain number of days? All important information, and all needs to kind of work together when you're targeting your marketing. So if you know sales is reaching out, you might want to send different content depending on what their last task was, or adjust the timing of the content that goes out depending on when they're reaching out or when their follow-ups have been completed. Then if we go take a look at a lead, you can use a formula field to populate the account owner onto the lead record, and then you can use that information in a lookup field to assign the lead to the correct person. You can use formula fields to pull down tiers, industries, employees, account revenue, any information from the account that you need to be able to see. Use formula fields to bring all that information down. And then here are the roll-up fields, activity monitoring. How many tasks has sales completed on this lead? What was the last activity that was completed by the rep? How long ago was that? And when was the first activity date? And this is a cool one if you want to get lead response times, because you can use a formula field to pull the lead creation date and time and compare it to when a first sales activity occurred. So you get your lead responsiveness. How many completed tasks do you have on the lead? Have they been contacted? And any campaign information. Again, you pull this through your campaign member, but when did they most recently respond to one of your campaigns? Again, critical information if they're not responding, that you might need to take some different action. So at this point, I am going to shut off the recording for the Q&A session. Thank you for watching.